Hi YouTube, this is Daisy Papa 8989 over here with my latest Yugioh deck profile, bringing you updated version of my Dragunities. So here we go. First off is 3 Dragunity Duxes, Common Sense of Runner. These are the backbone of the deck, allows you to get your Synchros off, summon your Vajrayanas, equip Phalanx to it, special Phalanx, and basically go into level 8. Good card to run, no reason why not to run 3. Next up is 3 Dragunity Legionnaires. These are your card destruction of the deck. Basically, when you summon, equip an Atlas to it, activate Legionnaire's ability, send Atlas to the graveyard, pop a face-up monster, and then pop an additional card for Atlas's ability. And basically, or if you don't got Atlas in the graveyard, just equip Phalanx to it and get a level 5 Synchro monster on the field. Next up is 3 Dragunity Phalanxes. These are the main tuners of the deck. Basically, you just combo these off with Dux, Legionnaire, Vajrayana, and anything else, and get your synchro summonings off. Without these, the deck cannot even function. And also, I'm looking to upgrade these to dual terminal versions, and so go ahead and PM me if you guys have any dual terminals. I'm willing to trade these to those that have dual terminal ones, plus addition to extra trades or cash for those of you that don't want to get rid of them, and since phalanxes are pretty hard to get rid of, are pretty hard to find nowadays. Next up is 2 Dragunity Atlas. Basically, when it's sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you get to pop a card on the field, combo this off with your Dragunity Legionnaire, pop 2 cards, or combo this with Dragunity Knight Vajrayana, double its attack, and get to pop a card on the field, so good game ender right there. Next up is 2 of my own tech choices. Dragunity Arma Mistletoe. Main reason why I run these is because of the increasing numbers of people maining effect veilers, which basically makes your Duxes and your Legionnaires dead. So basically, you summon a Dux, your opponent activates effect veiler. That's basically dead, and which basically you can just send your Dux to the graveyard to special summon this guy and re-equip Phalanx to it and go for level 8, which is good because your opponent just wasted an effect veiler and you didn't lose any momentum. So good card to run, and especially if you don't exactly have Dux on you, but you got a Phalanx, so you can just summon Phalanx to the graveyard to special summon him and equip Phalanx to him and go for your level 8. So good card to run, liking him a lot. Next up is 2 Effect Veilers, good card to run nowadays, since disrupting your opponent's monster effects can change the momentum of the game in your favor. Really good card, especially in mirror matches and against 6 Samurai, since you can stop them from summoning Xian by just leaving them with a dead Kaigeki on the field. Next up are the spells. 3 Dragon's Ravines. These are basically the Rhodas of the deck. It turns any card into a Rhoda or Foolish Burial. You have to run 3. No reason why not to run 3. If you don't run 3, then you shouldn't be playing the deck. Next up is Terraforming. I run 3 to maximize my chances of getting a Dragon's Ravine in my opening hand. Good card to run. Next up is 2 cards of Consonance. These are the D draws of the deck. Basically, pitch one of your Dragunity tuners with 1,000 or less attack points. Draw 2 cards. Good card to run. Next up is 2 MSTs. Back row destruction is extremely important. No reason why not to run 2. For those that don't, you would be in a lot of trouble. Next up are my own 2 tech choices, 2 Forbidden Lances. Forbidden Lance, I run it because I like it better than Icarus Attack, because wouldn't it be better to save your Dux or your Legionnaire or your Vajrayana or your Mistletoe from destruction than rather tributing them and popping other cards and leaving yourself with an empty field. So I've tested out Forbidden Lance, and it actually works extremely well since your opponent would waste their compulses, their torrentials, their bottomlesses, and basically Forbidden Lance has the same advantages as Icarus attacks, except against Solemn Warnings, of course, which nothing can really deal with those except Judgment, or 7 Tools of the Bandit. Next up is Trunade, creates your OTKs, no reason why not to run it. Pot of Avarice, refuel your deck after you use up your Vajrayanas, your Duxes, or your Legionnaires. Monster Reborn, common sense to run it. Dark Hole, common sense to run it. And last but not least, Book of Moon. Some people are now dropping Book of Moon, but I feel that Book of Moon is still good, even though it's at 1, so no reason why not to run it, but some people may disagree. Next up are the traps, 2 Solemn Warnings, common sense to run to if you can afford it or you already have to. Negating your opponent's monster summonings is getting to be very important in this format, since that initial summon, negating that initial summon can turn the tide in your favor. Next up is Solemn Judgment, common sense to run it. 7 Tools of the Bandit, good card because it negates your opponent's Solemn Warnings, their Solemn Judgments, or their Trap Stun, which allows you to protect yourself or to get your plays off. Next up is Mirror Force, good card to run. Bottomless Trap Hole, still a good card to run. Dimensional Prism, good card to run, gets rid of those pesky Stardust Dragons or anything else that are in your way. And last but not least, Torrential Tribute, good multi-destruction card to run still. And last but not least are the Synchros. Ally Justice Catastrophe, good card to run. 3 Dragonity Knight Vajrayanas, you have to run 3, no reason why not to run 3. These are what allows you to do your Synchro climbings and makes your Duxes into level 8s, good card to run. And Bryanak, common sense to run it, unless you don't have the money to buy one. Dragonity Knight Guider, good card to run, allows you to get your graveyard and your hand set up in case you don't have Dragonity Ducks, or no, not Dragonity Ducks, Dragon's Arena in your hand. Ancient Fairy Dragon, good card to run, allows you to pop your opponent's field spells and gain 1,000 life points, and allows you to search out for your own Dragon's Arena. Really good card to run, especially against mirror matches and Gravekeepers. Black Rose Dragon, never a bad thing to blow up the field. Thought Ruler Archery, extremely good level 8 synchro, since more and more players are remaining compulses and D-prisons, and Thought Ruler Archery can get around that. Scrap Dragon, good card to run, especially you're dealing with annoying cards. Red Dragon Archfiend, will always love this card, will always main this card. Allows you to get over a wall of monsters that your opponent has, and with no cost at all and no drawbacks. 2 Stardust Dragons, common sense to run them. Basically, this is probably what you'll go for first when you summon your Ducks. Trident Dragon, common sense to run it. Good for your OTKs, and nothing really else. Still freaking retarded how this thing jumped up from $5 to $25, $35. Ridiculous. And last but not least, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Good card to run since Karakuri plants are gaining momentum in the format, and again, it's not going to gadget players since sometimes they leave out a Cyber Dragon and when you sight in your own Cyber Dragons. So that's the deck. YouTube, comment, rate, and subscribe. I would appreciate some feedback on the deck, and PM me for those of you that have Dual Turmoil Phalanxes. Peace out.